it's not Melissa. It is going to be in a time which we have talked about as well. So now looking at both teams, honestly, both teams have a lot of utility from almost every single role except for the
World Championship starting out in this best of 3. Will it be KEEPBEST Gaming or will it be SRG, the Selangor Red Giants, to take the series and get one step closer to the knockouts? Now SRG, obviously the crowd here rooting for them, the home team, the champions. Time after time again, they were the tournament favorite leading into this. And man, talk about KEEPBEST Gaming. How many Titans have they had to face up to this point? RQ and TLID already, and now SRG.
Yeah, they won. However, up against Maycom Evolve, now it's time for KBG to prove that they can go head-to-head with one of the Giants as well, SRG. Now, Wind Return, forced to use his Revitalize plus the Ring of Punishment, but again, this is a Hilda. It's just gonna go to the bush, get those HPs back, get a shield for 5 to 10 seconds, and now he's back to clear out the minion waves.
Yep, and while we take a look there up top, don't forget, you guys can go ahead and grab your M6 pass right now too. Reach level 75 for free and grab all the goodies waiting for you guys. Make sure you max it out. I know I haven't, so we'll get to that. But we got to get through today, man, because it already started at a high note. You know, very, I would say, in my sense, surprising that our first series was a sweep. Now, Wind Return.
Oh, up against 2. Wanting to look for the first blood kill. It's going to go on the hands of Sekai's, but Saksha, on the other hand, answers right back with a kill of his own, taking down Sekai's.
That's actually pretty big here for KBG in terms of, you know, just jungler power early on. Even taking a look at this, rolling with a Temporal Rain here for Saksa is going to be great. This is usually what we see, of course, from the Joys right now. Very common pick being picked up, especially against the Suyo in that sense. But I got to say, too, the fact that they have a Tigreal over here for SRG is going to work wonders. It has done really well, just statistically, being able to set things up, but then on top of it, you throw that you've got an extra body in the Eternal Guard on the field, but also a Hilda. They have a lot of tools in favor of SRG, and I feel like that's the biggest obstacle that KBG has to overcome. And it's going to start up with this first turtle.
Okay, Eternal Guard pop right out by Stormy as KBG just trying to kite away the turtle. A kick coming in from Tracy onto the backline, but Crab on the other hand, here comes the NetherRealm Glorious Pathway, and Sekai's will secure the turtle. Here comes the counterattack coming in from KBG. They're going to take down Yumes. So a turtle for SRG, but a kill for KBG.
Yeah, a trade again. You know, the trade went in the hands of Saksa, so this more or less continues to build up, at least for him, the momentum that he can get on the Joy. But eventually, you know, the rest of the team's also got to keep things under control. Sekai's himself has been doing really well, you know, counter jungling when he can. He gets the information like this, of course, from Yumes, as Yumes tries to go ahead and protect that purple buff. But ultimately, they want to go ahead and put pressure around the map. One of the things that SRG loves to do is play to that style where they're, you know, putting pressure, they're playing a very aggressive. But at the same time, that aggression has been kind of a double-edged sword so far throughout M6. I mean, that's exactly why they're in the situation they are. They've kind of had to make some adjustments to their decision-making and to their discipline. And, you know, we heard that even earlier on in the first couple days of the Swiss from Coach Arcadia, where it was just like, you know, yeah, we lost discipline. We got to be able to keep things together even if we're ahead. And that's been the case of a lot of teams here, Ingan. Yeah,
considering the fact that they lost to S2G, they were in control towards the mid-game, but S2G still hold on, was able to extend it to the late game, eventually wiped out SRG to take a win. Now this time, they can't afford those kinds of mistakes because, again, they're the tournament favorites. Tracy got cancelled out with a Sacred Hammer.
Oh, Tracy's going to go down. Yume's able to escape. Saksa was going to hunt him down, but just backs off for now. So again, Tracy gone, SRG picking up a kill. That's about all they're going to get as they get back into the lanes.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Trex was saying. You know that Tracy is going to look for those initiations, so realistically, he's going to be out of the vicinity of the NetherRealm.
Yeah.
So how can you save Tracy, your main initiator, if you can't reach him? And at the same time, heads up play for Yumes actually to use the Sacred Hammer to make sure the kick is not going to connect, but this time it does!
There's the kick, running the target. Yumes going to go in, dash in. Glorious Pathway already dropped down too. Still going to be bringing the fight. Tracy's going to be in trouble. Still 1 HP, tries to help him out. Cram couldn't get the kill.
But Saksa does bring down Karam, and KBG finally. That clash was in their favor. The turtle has not yet started. And this is the over-aggression that SRG is really known to commit mistakes on. Again, going back to their first game up against S2G, these were the times that their opponents capitalized on their over-aggression.
That's what they want to do here. Looks like it's going to just be ignored for now until they reset. They get to the turtle. Innocent does grab that tier 1. So first one of the game going down. And they'll play around some of the macro decision they have. Win return.
Again, Kram too deep there. Connects the Way of the Dragon. Get bursted down by 4. But Selangor Giant still not starting the turtle. So another kill onto Kram. They did, however, trade for the top lane turret. And considering that Innocent has a mystery shop, he's gonna eventually reach his power spike early on if KBG doesn't manage to contain Innocent Nathan.
This is where you really have to capitalize on the fact that Saksa already has this kind of lead, this many kills early on, and he should be able to be enough of a damage threat, towards that back line of SRG. The hard part is, again, getting through Yumes, and even this Eternal Guard to an extent. I think that's why Tracy is also, he's kind of facing this obstacle and really can't find that window that he's looking for. As that second turtle gets grabbed and secured by SRG, you can see where they're starting to focus. Good return, though, up top. That's a trade objectively. Turtle for the tier 1 up top. So they try to even things out. Nothing too crazy. They're just trying to clear out the lanes at this point and hold on to what they can in terms of turrets. Now the question for KBG is, how do they play around this portion? We've seen this so much, Ingan, where teams trade for objectives, they trade even kills. But then how is that transition into that mid to late game for them? And can they adjust from there? Because they're looking to make a play down here on bot. They already used the conceal, but it's going to get spotted out.
Yeah, SRG was all ahead of the play that KBG was planning to make. And I do like what Kram has been doing. Although he's 0-2-2, he's just trying to go for the backline, forcing KBG to group up. Tracy, though, on the other end, got bursted down once again by Sakai's. That was a quick kill for the Giants.
You're seeing how much damage is already there. Overloaded now in the mid lane. Going to force him back a little bit more. Rhapsody from Lexi, he's going to have to wait.
Oh, Wind Return!
Wind Return is gone. Not going to be able to return from that.
And that's a big pickup there for SRG. 2 kills plus the mid lane turret, exposing the base of KBG. And we all know that Saksha with the Joy is a scary, scary jungler when it comes, especially late game when it scales up. He did, however, start with a 4-0-0, but this might be the tempo break SRG is looking for up against KBG. And again, I like to go back to my point where in Kram, just really focusing his attention on the damage dealers, Saksha and Belexi, forcing KBG to group up. And even if they're forced to use that Netherrealm, it's not going to be used up against a huge 5v5 team fight. So that's a concept SRG is going with right now.
At this point, too, SRG getting themselves that little lead. This is what I was talking about when I was saying, this transition from games where that mid to late, especially with the load up, again, the lockdown.
Even onto Wind Return, they're not afraid to commit these kills. Here comes Shadow Stampede onto Kram plus the kick. They might be able to bring him down, though, where he comes Sakai's, though, on the other hand, Saksha onto the backline. Innocent forced to use the entropy in. Netherrealm is there to save the members of KBG, but Saksha, on the other hand, got slowed down by the weakness finder of Innocent. Even though he's a mobile hero, he can't escape the wrath of Innocent.
A big pickup, too, for SRG. Now they're going to have to fight for the Lord. Sakai's will be able to get it. They forced them back a little bit longer, but SRG gets a whole lot. Here's the conceal.
Even with one Sacred Hammer, they were able to force out the Pure Run coming in from LMU. Look at the damage coming in from Innocent, though. Even forcing Wind Return to use the Revitalize. A lot of battle spells, a lot of skills have been expended, but no trade whatsoever for KBG.
No trade at all for them, and this is where we do see KBG struggle. Now that there's point of the game, the Lord making its way, they're quite behind. Holy Crystal nearly there for Innocent. As soon as he gets that power spike at this point on the Natan is going to be huge. Already with the Starlium Scythe and Feather in Heaven, and right now they can have enough tankiness in the front line that they can probably force their way into these base turrets. Eternal Guard drop down.
Okay, Wind Return drops down the Glorious Pathway. Yums, however, has the Flicker plus Implosion play. He knows that a lot of Purifies aren't there except for Belexi, but they're not going to force things out. The discipline, once again, of SRG to just maximize the Lord, go for the outer turret takedowns, and just eventually help Innocent get his power spike once again so that he can burst down any member of KBG standing in his way.
Tier 2's going down, being worked on. Soxo will be able to hold on to that top one for now. The wave's still pushing in. It is good that they hold on to the shields. Was expecting SRG to actually collapse in and try to take those down at least. They could still play around it too. The thing is, the KBG is actually able to go ahead and clear things out decently well. The fact, too, that you have a Faramis, a hero we don't see pop up too often, has really been helping them out. It's more so just they are good at extending fights, you know? Whether that's a Revitalize in the Glorious Pathway paired with that Netherrealm, it extends the fights for KBG, but they're lacking that damage throughput. That's what they're having a hard time with. And this Malefic Roar being picked up by Bilexi, it might be enough eventually, but he still needs more time. Typically, when you are on this Granger, you know, you really have to be able to rely on that setup. And unfortunately, they have just been responding to SRG this whole time. And they're going to have to do that for a while. And even when Yums, he has the Flicker available, you never know when that Implosion Flicker combination or vice versa is going to come through. And so it is difficult for KBG to actually look for those windows. And that's why I think anytime we see a Cho on the board, Tracy or any Cho player has their work cut out for them, man, because they are the ones to usually go and start things up.
Oh! What a bait out from Tracy, forcing out the implosion play from Yums.
But ultimately, you're still 30 seconds away from a Lord. So SRG can play around this unless they force a fight.
They're going to force a fight. Even Innocent has to use the entropy out.
Oh, no.
Here comes Cram onto the back line, just trying to work on Bilexi. Sekai's enters the picture.
They're going to back off. Netherrealm already popped. Tracy gets the kick. Stormy flickers out defensively. Sekai's will pick up a kill.
Tracy is down. KBG has to retreat here, and Selangor Red Giants still standing strong, even with the Netherrealm, even with the Glorious Pathway, plus the Revitalize. They seem to not lack damage. That's why they're ahead. A 5.8k gold lead, and plus this, Innocent picks up another major item. Now SRG, this might be a clean Lord takedown for the Giants.
That's what I was talking about. You just saw a preview of that. Lacking the damage. Trying to keep Wind Return at bay here. He might get collapsed down on.
Now they commit the implosion. This time it's going to connect. Saksha, though, trying to see if they can have an angle over this Lord, but the problem is Wind Return is down, their main front liner. Tracy still has his Way of the Dragon, can commit it and try to burst down someone, but Selangor Red Giants, again, the discipline of the MSC champions. Poor trade right now.
Start up the Lord, they should be able to just go ahead and freely secure this. Cram will just post up, staring down any of that entry point that could come from KBG. So with that being said, SRG finds himself with a massive lead. And just even in terms of damage and tankiness alone, like even their tanky heroes that they have here are enough to withstand the major damage dealers from KBG right now. So this Lord will definitely get them knocking on these base turrets down. And as we look into it, you know, you see the stacks, it's not really that much. He doesn't have, I mean, he's got BOD, he's got Malefic Roar, but still working on the next Hunter Strike too. But it just seems like even those shots, the Rhapsody, the Destinata, just not enough to deal with the front line, whether that's Cram or not. Cram, most of the time, he's just sprinting on into all the shots, you know, soaking everything up, because that's like literally his job. And then that's where Yums gets to shine later on. Even an Eternal Guard is enough to tank things up. So there's so much here to deal with if you're KBG. Mid-turret already going down. They're going to have to clump up to actually have this fight in their favor. SRG, there's a conceal going to be used. They try to clear out the waves the best they can. They're slowed down with the Glorious Pathway, still holding it together. And KBG, very clean so far on the defense, unless SRG decides to force a fight. So far, so good. Lemieux's got to go back. There's Tracy with the kick. Still holding on to the Way of the Dragon. Wow. Not able to capitalize on that, but right now, trying to hold on to the base turrets the best they can.
Okay, they take down one bottom lane inhibitor turret. Important to note that Yums again has his flicker. Here comes the Way of the Dragon connecting onto Yums. Hasn't casted an implosion yet, but here comes another round. KBG trying to respawn, but Selangor Giants' damage is just there. They're going to keep SRG at bay without losing any casualties, and they manage to save their top lane inhibitor turret.
Wow, KBG, despite being down almost 10,000 gold, will have a defense. Soxer, you gotta be careful here. Oh, he's actually gonna go.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Sekai's with a stun and Innocent with the damage. Brings down Saksha. Now this might be an opening for SRG. Yums again has this flicker. Gonna wait for the implosion to be up. Wow, an unfortunate play from KBG.
KBG, I was saying, you know, great defense, but then now down a member. This is an opening for SRG.
Innocent goes in with the entropy. They're just trying to delay with the Glorious Pathway. Here comes Wind Return. Eternal Guard is there to kick as well. But SRG, the damage is just too much. 3 members are down. Bilexi trying to defend, but Selangor Red Giants with a Game 1 win.
And SRG will make it happen. First blood in the best of 3. Another game is what they need to stay alive in the tournament, of course. And KBG, you know, that early game looked like they were able to hold things together a little bit. Then it just slipped out of their hands, and that seems to be the trend here, the story.